Hello indie game fans, another week, another lot of awesome indie games to check out, with one that some people might get a little angry about, but let's kick it off with Jet Lancer. This aerial shooter from a Russian developer is all kinds of stylish, where you take on sky pirates and gigantic mechanical monstrosities as part of your daily job. Of course, it does look like love browsers, but I'm certainly in the mood for one of these given that we have not had a good one recently. Action looks awesome and the aerial maneuvers super slick and fun, so get your action fix this week.
The time has come to awake the machine intended for those who don't look for an easy way out.
Speaking of action, the long-awaited pixel art run-and-gun title Hunt Down releases this week and has you playing as bounty hunters going after the criminals in the city. Of course, the standout aspect to me is the visuals, with modern high-bit pixel art used to emulate the 16-bit style in an 80s-inspired cityscape. There are violent punks, a murderous motorcycle club, martial arts specialists, and more in this action platformer, with 3 playable characters and even supporting co-op. Very Contra-like in nature, the exclusivity on PC is sure to bum some people out, but there's always the console option if you have it.
John Sawyer, cyborg. He's been a man since he was a boy.
Enjoy your flight.
Everything he owns is made out of metal.
Oh, reliable.
His blood type spells AK-47.
Get out of my sight!
Though he only donates other people's blood.
Yeah.
Horror has a name. It's Mo-Man. But those who stand in the killer machine's path know him by the name Grim Reaper.
Why don't they just sterilize the population?
He knows everything except mercy.
Empathy module not responding.
When Mo-Man looks at you, you look at your grave.
Batter up. Strike.
You may hunt down those who have it coming.
Get up, do your job!
Too bad they all have it coming. The Hoodlum Dolls. Yeah. The Misconducts. The Heat Seekers. The #1 suspects. Hunt them down and make a healthy living by making living unhealthy. In Hunt Down.
One title that caught my attention prior to its release was Signs of the Sojourner, since it is a narrative card game, which does seem like an interesting concept. In your conversations with others, you need to place and join cards in a row, perhaps similar to dominoes in some sense, which will then affect the outcome of that interaction. Cute art style and interesting mechanic, so color me curious. I did cover Nimbatus, the space drone constructor, when it was in early access, and here we are on the cusp of its 1.0 release. This is a free-form builder game that lets you add parts to your drone, increasing mining efficiency while ensuring that you have sufficient defenses to fend off enemies. While the art style is simple, this, coupled together with the lighting and particle effects, is really quite pretty, and has been the subject of many popular GIFs on Reddit. If you've been waiting for the full release, this is a great time to jump in.
그냥 깔끔하게 죽여주는 게 더 나을 텐데.
앞으로도 또 그런 개소리를 하면 그 말대로 팝콘 기계 인간이라는 것으로 만들어줄게.
그래봐야 태물이 된 구급 해결사지만 말이야. 접대라는 건 뭐야?
This one is quite a curiosity, since Library of Ruina is a Korean title that self-describes as a library battle simulation, and rather than messing with Japanese import titles, the global reach of Steam now brings us Korean titles instead.
있었던 정보의 한해서이기 때문에 정보가 제한적이긴 해. 그래서 같은 책이어도 누가 있느냐에 따라 가치가 천차만.
I have no idea what's going on in the conversations in the trailer, but this appears to be a deck builder RPG of some sort, which I'm certainly interested in.
준비된 책이 필요한 손님들에게.
그렇게 얼렁뚱땅하게 진행된다고?
초대장은 도서관과 마찬가지로 많은 정성을 쏟아서.
The store page doesn't explicitly state that there's no English language support, so perhaps it might get some at launch, but in case it does not, I hope it does get an English translation soon.
언젠가 모습과 마음이 발현되겠지.
책을 들이붓는다. 서로 책에 대한 이해가.
As a side note, it's quite interesting to note the differences between Japanese, Chinese, and Korean anime characters in quotes. Just a quick note, if you are new here and enjoyed the video so far, be sure to subscribe and check out the Discord channel while you are at it. Here's to more indie gaming coverage, so back to the video. Another action title this week is the free-to-play Super Circuit Breakers, a twin-stick shooter that supports up to 6 players and looks both overwhelming and fun. The hordes of enemies, projectiles and explosions on screens looks like a lot, but given that it's free, see if you can wrangle a couple of friends together to check it out. There is an arcade mode and a shorter, more structured shakedown mode, with many free updates in the works and a rotating selection of characters. Again, pixel art is on point, but the visibility and ease of reading the game could be improved upon in my opinion, but minor issues and looks like fun.
私にしかできないことがある。なら、私は止まってなんかいられない。
I've mentioned that the Japanese-style action-adventure RPG isn't an easy thing to do, and one which looks okay this week is Machina of the Planet Tree Unity Unions, where our protagonist comes from a line of gemstone magicians and must use her powers to prevent the return of an ancient evil. While it is technically a sequel to the first, it plays nothing like it, since that was more of a traditional turn-based JRPG, so quite an interesting change of genres. It is very Japanese though, so may not be your cup of tea, but if you have yet to play any of these, perhaps a good one to try.
聖地の鬼神ユニティユニオンズ。
Another long-awaited pixel art title makes it to launch this week with the point-and-click adventure game Virtuaverse, where you search for your missing girlfriend in a mystery that could have more sinister overtones. do be warned of some upcoming flashing images in this trailer. I've covered this multiple times in previews, so looking to finally get hands-on, but the cyberpunk setting and theme looks like a winner. The developers of this game came out with a narrated trailer, so not much more to add from me, but very excited for the 1.0 release of Deep Rock Galactic, so over to them.
Hello miners, and welcome to Deep Rock Galactic. Deep Rock Galactic is a 1 to 4 player co-op FPS, and very much focused on two things: mining minerals and blowing up alien monsters. You are a dwarven combat miner, part of a team of up to 4 highly skilled specialists, working for the Space Mining Corporation Deep Rock Galactic. Between each mission, you'll be able to choose between 4 different classes. The Gunner is the guy with the Gatling gun, the bread and butter heavy combat miner, found at the front of his team and putting down a blistering hail of gunfire. His primary job is simple: area denial, putting his rapid-fire weaponry, heavy revolver, and grenades to good use in keeping his team safe from the slavering hordes. Among his equipment, you'll also find a deployable shield generator, capable of shielding the entire team for a limited time, as well as the ever-handy zipline gun that lets him put up ziplines across the deep chasms you'll come across. The Scout is all about lighting and mobility, which is good since the caves of Hoxsey are renowned for their impenetrable gloom. While all dwarves carry flares to light up the dark, the Scout is the only one with a dedicated flare gun to fire special high-intensity flares over long distances. Besides his assault rifle, sawed-off shotgun, and freeze grenades, he also comes equipped with a rechargeable grappling gun that lets him quickly escape enemies and zip around the environment pretty much exactly how he wants. The Engineer, meanwhile, is a quite different beast. The Engineer supports the team by plunking down automated turrets, and thus helps secure zones for longer-term mining or preparing for incoming alien swarms. And once they arrive, he is conveniently equipped with a rapid-fire shotgun, as well as a heavy-duty grenade launcher for clearing out packs of smaller aliens in a single blow. When he's not setting off massive explosions, he usually got his platform gun equipped, a most ingenious tool that allows him to set up handy platforms for himself and his teammates. And finally, the Driller, the miniest of the combat miners. As the name implies, he comes equipped for the task with a set of titanium drills, letting him chew through rock and stone like butter. And for range, he carries a small caliber pistol, as well as a devastating flamethrower for laying down sheets of sticky flame and incinerating anything in his path. Deep Rock Galactic is at heart a co-op game, but in case you should want to traverse the depths of Hoxsey alone, that is fully possible. Going on solo missions gives you all the same options as otherwise, and also gives you an AI companion, your trusty robot sidekick, Bosco. He will follow along as you head down, and while he is no dwarf, he will dig minerals, shoot enemies, and light up the caves according to your orders. At mission's end, you will return to the orbital space rig. This is where you get to make use of your hard-earned credits and minerals. Spend them on dozens and dozens of gear upgrades for your weapons, tools, and personal robots. And complete milestones to unlock special perks to improve your mining performance. But what good is all that if you don't look good doing it? At the DRG Cosmetics shop, you'll find everything a growing dwarf needs to look his best. And at the end of a busy day at work, head to the cozy Abyss Bar for some R&R. Wet your whistle with one of our many special dwarf brews, or perhaps get your groove on over by the jukebox. This is Mission Control, signing off. Welcome aboard, miners.
I usually reserve these for a recap video, but I have to give Terraria Journey's End a very special shoutout in this video. The long-awaited 4th and final major update for Terraria marks the close of a 9-year journey since the release of this title, which is an insanely long time to be supporting a game. But I did also came to the realization that this game has sold over 30 million copies across all platforms, which is an absolutely insane number to me. As mentioned, I was really into Terraria at launch, but have not kept up with it since, so a very good time to go back considering that it will be complete in quotes. This update will relook at all the systems and elements in the game, changing them if they feel outdated, with over 1,000 new items, new NPCs, pets, enemies, and all sorts of stuff to be added. Very ambitious and a gift to the loyal community, taking the #1 spot. If you enjoyed the video, why not share it with a friend? Check out even more great indie gaming videos, and in this current climate, stay safe and I will see you after the jump.